one thing if you're watching, the color orange in this game is kind of interesting. It's the only glow in the dark color. You'll notice that orange enemies glow in the dark, and also you'll notice that all the items are orange, and that's so that they show up in the dark. It's interesting because the randomizer has an option called Shuffle Sprite Palettes, and if you pick that option, you probably won't see the items in the dark anymore because if they're not orange, you won't see them.
And we see our first item cave, and we got our first hint. Go west to find the trophy for the spell and root.
All right. So spell items are there. Last week, the spell items were taken out, right?
I don't recall. I don't think I was around for last week's. But our first item is a heart container. Not a bad thing to find, especially early on when you don't really have the strength to deal with a lot of these strong enemies that you're seeing. Because who knows when you might find some random Daria that'll wreck your face.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Dairas, the desert encounters have this reputation for being super annoying and difficult, and one of the reasons for that is that those tall, white, springy Geldarm guys count as big enemies, and so those can all be replaced by Dairas if they want to.
Oh wow, yeah. Well,
so you can actually get you can get beginner flag desert encounters with 5 red Dairas. It's pretty nasty. Go ahead.
Well, I want to say that we have the small and large enemies shuffled together, so it doesn't. So that particular thing doesn't really matter here. And there was a hint there. Karok disappears with the hammer, so the hammer is in Palace 4. Not necessarily required, but good information to have anyway.
Yeah.
And Trails finds the fairy spell in Rauru.
I gotta refresh my comp stream here. I'm not actually seeing it yet, so just a minute, please. Sorry. Alright, sorry about that. Back. So, we got Rose City Saint on that swamp tile.
Yeah, the fairy spell is definitely a nice thing to have, considering that we're going to have to go through Palace 6 at some point.
Yeah, it's true. So the way the randomizer works is it makes sure that you have a means of getting through locked doors before requiring you to enter Palace, which means either the magic key, we got the trophy in Trophy Cave, that's very vanilla for Trails there, either the magic key or the fairy spell. So when I play the randomizer seeds, I'm a little bit annoyed by seeing the fairy spell because you have to budget your magic points very carefully. I would much rather just get the magic key at the beginning.
I'm sure most people would. It's just convenient in all the best ways.
Mm-hmm. All right, so trophy is in Trophy Cave. Very, very vanilla. And we see Schmitty's ferrying through there. It's not a bad idea with all those lava pits.
So I think this is the spell for Ruto, and looks like it's the spell.
What is that sprite that Nightcrawler is using? Do we know?
I'm not entirely sure. The main weapon appears to be a bow and arrow, but beyond that, I really don't know. I don't recognize that one.
Right. I know someone had. Go ahead.
I know Trails is using the Vase Lady, but other than that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's see. Schmitty is also getting the spell over there with the trophy, trading it in. Let's see who gets into a palace first. What's your strategy for exploring the western continent initially? Do you have a protocol?
Walk around until I find something.
Okay, because I know that Rose City Saint is probably the most systematic of these players. Like he goes around in some sort of counterclockwise or clockwise direction around the perimeter first. He's got strats for all that stuff. It's pretty impressive. Okay, let's see what we
so
got.
Nightcrawler finding the spell in Saria, and it was Reflect.
Ooh,
very helpful,
right.
very required.
Yeah, that and Thunder are the two spells that are genuinely required. So,
at least under these flags, yes, with Thunderbird being outright required.
yeah, exactly. And with 6 gems, so you can't circumvent having to do Palace 4. All right. So we got Schmitty's and Saria.
Thankfully, we had the fairy spell to get us across the lake, the moat there.
Yeah, because we do not know Bagu, which so Bagu is actually bug, Bagu in Japanese. It's bug and error. Bagu and error are supposed to be friends. It's like a ha 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 programmer joke. Cute, but that was lost in translation.
Yeah, only the error part made it through. And I saw the plains tile on Nightcrawler's screen. Let's see if he's able to get past these enemies and make it there. There it goes.
There you are. All right, here's the grass tile. What do we have on the grass tile?
The raft.
Oh yeah, the raft. Okay. See, everybody else is chilling in Saria.
Oh, and there's our first palace, and looks like it is Palace 2.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about how we know that?
Yep, it's mostly it's a combination of the pillar design and the Iron Knuckle statue that's guarding. From the pillar design, you can tell if it's between 1 and 4, 2 and 5, and 3 and 6. And there's the other 2-5 combinations, so that has to be 5. The other one is on certain palaces, you'll have you can attack that statue, and it can allow you to turn into a red magic jar or a red iron knuckle. The said iron knuckles can appear in 2, 3, I want to say 4 and 6. 4 also has the identifier of having a MOA at that starting room.
2 is actually always a red jar. The iron knuckles are in 3 and 6.
Fair enough, but I guess more to the point, the 1 and 5 don't do anything.
That is true.
And so, really, the only dungeons you can't really tell right off the bat is 3 and 6. You'd have to actually dive into the dungeon and find some unique rooms to figure out between those two. Even then,
I know there's a few other differentiators, and I don't know what all of them are, but there's those.
Ooh boy, Schmitty found great palette.
Oh yeah. So there's only 2. So we got just 2 and 5 and GP on the Western continent.
Appears that way, yes.
That's not a great combination without a glove yet.
Yeah, without the glove, yeah, definitely.
So which the palaces that could have glove blocks in them are 2, 3, 6, and 5. 5 have a glove block? Yeah, they could. Is there a glove block in 4? I don't think there is.
I don't remember offhand.
Okay.
So we have seen a pathway into Death Mountain, though nobody's really decided to dive into it just yet. Oh, actually, never mind. Nightcrawler's checking caves there.
Okay. Nightcrawler's chilling in Death Mountain. Probably looking for that glove. So it'd be a pretty big advantage for him if he digs that out of there, because no one else is going to dive into there right away. So one thing that's interestingly not randomized at all is the number of enemies. Like that's the same always. They're just substituted. So that's why you can tell different caves apart by the count of enemies in the caves, which
admittedly can be harder to piece out when you don't have the candle.
Yeah, for sure. But you can see the little footsteps, and if you look very carefully at the floor, you can see the little feet of the enemies moving there. All right, Nightcrawler leaves empty-handed. Nothing out of that. He was right next to GP though, so Okay. What else is going on here? Early game. Always a lot of action and hard to keep track of 4 screens at once. But levels are 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2. Looks like the old strategy of leveling attack all the way first is pretty much gone past year. People are just taking levels as they come now. Which
Yeah, given that even though we have the vanilla number of lives, that is not always the case, and when you're stuck with like 1 or 2 lives, you usually just take what levels you can get.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or if you have like a, not applicable here, but if you have a 0 or 1 gem seed, you're pretty much gonna, be going into the Great Palace with 3, 4, 5 or something like that. Which
That's never an enjoyable prospect.
It's not, but at the same time, Great Palace is kind of the one place where you don't really kill a lot of stuff. So
yeah, but having only say life 5 means it's harder to survive.
That is very true. It also depends on heart containers, and if you have the life spell. I like the life spell a lot. I know there's a lot of kind of dismissal of it, but I'm a big fan of life and jump in the Great Palace, especially jump in those waffle rooms. But yeah, people different strats dealing with that. What do we got here? I know nothing. Fat Lady knows nothing in Ruto.
So given that most of our runners, I presume they've all found the raft, even though I didn't specifically see Rose City Saint and Schmitty collect it. Since they've all kind of retraced each other's steps so far at this point.
Yeah. And they all have the raft on a tracker. So.
Well, I'm the tracker.
You're a tracker. I gotcha. Okay, well, multitasking. When do you consider yourself ready to sail?
At this point,
assuming that your hand is not forced. I mean, you might just have to because there's nothing else to do. But when do you like to sail? Is the question.
I would prefer having downstab just so I can get past some enemies safer.
Yeah, for sure.
And Schmitty, looks like Schmitty is our first one to cross.
There he goes. Does he have downstab?
No, I don't think we've even seen Mido yet. Which could very well be blocked behind a cave or the boots or something.
Yeah. Also, those Alphas. Those are. I mean, there's a lot of juicy P bags over there that are nice to get early, though. Those 500 bags that are.
Ooh, and there is the candle. Probably not the item we wanted to see, but it definitely will make navigating a bit easier.
Yeah, these guys are pros, though. I don't know. Do you think they even really benefit from having the candle? Especially not Schmitty is. Schmitty is a pretty stellar vanilla runner. It's like 80.
Yeah, but
all keys.
He
knows this.
But when you see it just sitting there, you're probably gonna pick it up.
Oh yeah, you'll pick it up. Like at the very most, Trails might see it in an item room and then just turn around and leave.
Yeah.
But all right, let's see. Red City Saint takes a death to a red Dyra in which cave is that? That's Fairy Cave. Second.
Regarding Nightcrawler's sprite, apparently it's a character from the Guardian Legend. I think that's someone had mentioned that.
I remember somebody at some point was playing with the Crystallis character, but I don't really know Crystallis. So maybe that's what it is.
And meanwhile, we have Rose City Saint and Rose City Saint finding the other exit to Death Mountain, and it is a complete dead end.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Trails is diving through Death Mountain 2. I see Spectacle Rock, but without the hammer, that's just information, if nothing else.
Yeah. But at least it's in it's in an open area with a bunch of caves. Like sometimes you get it it's in like a clearing with only one cave going to it, and it's just if you need to get there, that's gonna take a while.
As long as you can remember how you got there, then.
Yeah. So I haven't really seen any terribly easy and useful ways of mapping Death Mountain. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like, I've seen trackers that just like track which caves you've seen, but not really how they connect. And
Right, yeah.
so that's the thing that's tough about it, is you just I don't know how people track which things connect to which other things, because I've tried to do it. It's a mess. But
And Schmitty finds our first palace in the east, and it's either 3 or 6.
yeah,
And Rose City Saint has ventured into the east as well, and Schmitty Games finds Old Kasudo. So one thing that's been removed from the randomizer are the magic container requirements. Because normally you would need all 8 to get the spell in Old Kasudo, but here that has been removed.
Yeah, when they don't remove those, that's just extremely. That's not a fun thing to have to actually collect all the magic containers in a randomizer. Yeah, but.
And the old man in Old Kasudo giving the jump spell.
I love the jump spell in Great Palace. Those waffle rooms.
Oh yeah.
You can jump right up there in one stroke and knock out 2 of those bricks, and all in one little fell swoop.
I've taken to calling those rooms bird cages just because of what tends to be in them.
Oh, yeah. I just think of the Thunderbird room when you say that. Yeah, Trails is in Death Mountain, right? That's like
it. Schmitty finding an item cave that had a magic container. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. It's the first magic container find for any of these runners.
Yep. So, which is very relevant because the new Kasudo item is the magic container requirements.
Let's see, drop down really quick. Hold on.
I don't think we've seen. Well, I guess they can't check the water tap because they don't have the boots yet.
Yep. Don't have the boots. Yeah. The new Kasudo is between 5 and 7 containers. So, what's interesting is that you don't even have the option of having 1 life per credit. I would think that would be that'd be a masochistic option, but I would think they would at least give it to you. But no, it's 2 through 5 if you randomize it. And
randomized, it can be 1 through 5.
I think it's 2. I think it's 2 to 5. I don't think you could have.
I think I have had 1 life seized before.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out. That would be fun.
I saw a new town on Schmitty Games' side. Let's see what it is. It is Naburu, free spell.
Indeed. So interestingly, when remove spell items is selected, that also removes the trivial spell items, the mirror and the water. So you don't even have to do that. You can just go right in there. But that's not selected here. So it's.
And looks like Trails has finally had enough of Death Mountain and has decided to move on.
Mm-hmm. So has anyone found anything in Death Mountain? I don't think so.
No.
Yep, he's going right back in.
Spectacle Rock itself was found, but we don't have it yet. And Schmitty Games has found the fire spell at Naburu.
All right. Is he going to test it? I guess not yet.
Doesn't have enough magic yet. It costs 103.
Oh, nasty. That's going to drop precipitously once he gets a couple of magic levels. Interesting.
Ooh, Nightcrawler getting a random 500 P bag. That is nice.
Schmitty getting a random lava encounter. That is not so nice. They made it out.
Well, hey, that's one nice thing about having the candle. At least you can see a lot of those enemies that'll drop down from the ceiling at you.
That is definitely true. Although without the cross, I mean, the cross is again another much maligned item, but it's
very
pretty nice
niche
thing to,
use,
pretty nice
but
thing to
yeah. And Schmitty Games finding Darunia, so he's
Oh yeah, you can get the
information on where
upstab.
the
Upstab is another thing that I'm a big fan of. That sometimes, like, there's some outright hate on upstab. In fact, some of the community hints are like, "You totally wasted your time getting this." And I know that the Dig Shake himself often doesn't even bother getting it when he's in town. But I like upstab a lot.
Nightcrawler's found Maze Island. Got a couple items in a palace here.
And Mucho's experience points, potentially, if you want to knock out some Lizalthos. Those are usually between... so the way that the randomized experience points work is it's plus or minus 2 increments. So the blue Lizalthos could be worth as much as 500 points, and that red one could be worth as much as, I think, 300. But
I didn't realize that was how that worked.
Yeah, so there's these increments of experience, the different possible values, and that's why you don't see 500 point Bob.
And we find out that the Lost Child is on Maze Island.
That's convenient. So yeah, so the top amounts of experience are, well, including bosses, you got 1,000, 700, 500, 300, 200. So the blue guys are 200 to start with, which means they could be up to 300 or 500. That's same thing. Blue Iron Knuckles are 150 in vanilla, so they could be 200 or 300. They could also be 100 or even 70. It's just random. I don't know if you can turn that off, but you probably can.
Another thing I was gonna say, but I think I forgot what it was now. Oh right, Mishmina Games also found another palace, and it was the other 3-6.
Right, with the Iron Knuckle and the identical opening. Let's see. Oh, Nightcrawler dying to game over
too. Oh man,
and that's in the overworld, so he's gone back to start.
Yeah, that's a big setback right there.
Yeah, it is. That was one of those blue mace throwing with alphas. Those are. Go ahead.
I thought that was red, but maybe I missaw it.
I thought I saw blue.
Well, there was a Zora there too.
Oh, that's those Ankylosaurus looking things, right?
Yeah.
Are those supposed to be the river dude from Zelda 1?
Yep.
Wow, that doesn't.
See, it definitely doesn't look it, but.
No. So the other thing that I thought was really cool when I finally figured it out was if you go down in the vanilla game to the bottom of Death Mountain where the Hammer Cave is, there's that miniature version of the Zelda 1 world where you can see the lake and the original Death Mountain and the graveyard, and you're trying to just really make a point of how much giant bigger this world is than the Zelda 1 world of Link as a kid. So. Alright. Rails has jump. That's in Old Casino?
Yeah, yes it was.
Yeah.
And Fire was in Naburu. We know where the child is. We hadn't seen it yet. I don't think Nightcrawler was able to find either of the items before he game over, unfortunately.
He got smacked by Lizaltha, which randomly are called Garus in some of the sources that I've seen. But there, and that's one of the 3 orange guys who shows up in the dark with the Gurias and the Daras and orange Lizalthos. Even if you don't have the candle brighten, you'll see the orange ones. Bright and clear. Alright, what do we got? Is this Trails? Is he back in Death Mountain? No. He's in the item cave in the east.
He's in the east. He had just gotten the magic container.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's right. Oh, that old pseudo. RCS. That's the blue. That's the blue that's alpha. RCS.
Meanwhile, now Schmitty Games that's taking a dive through Death Mountain.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Yunos fight those blues alphas? It's extremely impressive. Like
All right, let's see. Let's see
he'll
if
farm those
Nightcrawler
guys,
can fare better here in Maze Island this time.
Yeah, for sure. Yunos will farm those guys for XP. Like he just says, it's pretty inspiring to see him do it. Oh no, it's another game now. Okay, he's got lives. All right. Did Schmitty find Hammer Cave? Looks like he did. Did he? No.
No.
That's a random element. Okay. Just kidding.
Although,
RCS
Saints diving a dungeon, and based off of that, I think we're in.
I thought I saw P. Yeah, that's P6 with those dead end key rooms, and he is leaving. He's just noping right out of there. Probably. Does he have fairy? He doesn't have fairy, does he?
Yeah, they all have fairy. He was the first spell found.
Just kidding. He has fairy. Okay.
But it's more of an issue of lack of keys, probably. Or like, because you can only have so many casts of fairy.
That's a good point. And yeah, if RCS is no banana, there must be a good reason for it. Because he has good reasons generally for doing what he does in this game. Maze Island grudge match with Nightcrawler. See if he can survive and find the items.
Alright, and let's see what the palace is. It is 4.
That's
Do you have reflect?
A lot of very vanilla stuff here. We got the trophy and trophy cave. We got Palace 4 on Maze Island. Actually, the kids on Maze Island too. That's vanilla. Everything's vanilla.
Yep, but it's not in the normal cave that you find the child in.
True. It's in the one that normally has the magic container in it. Okay. No sign of the glove. Nobody has the boots yet. Nobody is deciding to venture into palaces yet, probably because no magic key.
I'm thinking Nightcrawler might dive into
You got the kid.
Because everyone does have the hint that the hammer's there.
Okay. Yeah, he got the boy, so he can go to Darunia.
Yeah. So I don't think he'd even found Darunia yet.
It's pretty close, right? It's like...
Well, I think Nightcrawler's the only one that's even seen Maze Island as of yet, or at least the only one that's ventured into it.
Yeah, he's seen a little bit too much of Maze Island, he probably thinks, at this point. Schmitty Games taking a death in Sunshine Mountain, as it is sometimes known. That's P4. That Nightcrawler in. P4 is interesting because you could be like that, where the boss is right there. Or you could hit those 3 or 4 dead end rooms to the right. And there's Karak.
Yep. And
there's Karak.
Yep. We'll probably. Yep. Down goes Karak. Wow.
Yeah. 1 life box. And if Karak had popped over to the right, that could have been bad news. But.
Yep. And gets a level from the fight itself, and we'll get another level from depositing the gem. So that was very efficient.
Yeah.
And now there's a question of will he continue diving through 4 to find that find that hammer. Yep, and looks like it. And Rose City Saints and Rose City Saint is diving into, I believe that's 2.
We haven't seen New Kasuto yet either. So the hammer, we have the rock in Death Mountain that's easily accessible, and have we seen any hammer block caves yet?
1, yes, the one that I remember. And it is not guaranteed that New Kasuto is hidden by a forest. That is random.
And we already have, I mean, it would be kind of a bad move to pass up the hammer, considering we have a couple of things we can get with it already.
Right.
So, let's see if you can find it. The dead end rooms in this P4, are they going to have keys or P bags, or I guess because the option for houses containing extra keys wasn't checked off, but I don't know if that means that those just won't be keys at all.
I think it means that the number of keys is vanilla, but I don't think I don't know if the number of keys in each palace is vanilla. I think it might just be one big pool for them all.
RCS jumping into P2 in that wonderful room that I think he was going left or right in there, but with the 3 crumbling bridges.
And Nightcrawler has found the item room.
Right.
He just has to get past this blue iron knuckle.
Yeah, just fairy
There's
now.
just enough magic for fairy. Nice.
Do it. All right. The question is, will he go back west right now and hammer those things? He's not updating.
My first thought is I'm surprised that it didn't just end up A, but I guess he is pretty close to enough.
I'm looking, 900 out of 1,010, so he's probably just farming that extra 100 points. Although he is losing some to the Ratman or whatever. One life. So, I mean, if he loses his life, it'll just, he can go back west with the hammer, so it's kind of a win-win. And, alright, Trails is going up that Valley of Death. Let's see what we have here. Probably, I guess, P1? We haven't seen P1.
Yeah, that has to be P1. Because we've seen all the others at this point.
Oh god, it's a terrible color. Sickly. Oh, that background. I had a great palace that was that kind of background, except the bricks were also textured. You could not see the fireballs at all with the ribbons. It was no foul. But yeah, that is P1. Alright, hey, back to the west. Hammer Cave that's Heart Container Cave. Let's see what's in there for Nightcrawler. Dum 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 dum. Drum roll, please. Is it going to be a club? Nope. Well, that's pretty good though.
Heart containers
Heart Container Cave. I mean, more vanilla. Heart Container in the Heart Container Cave.
Yeah, we've seen a decent amount of vanilla stuff, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking the gloves are the do. Maybe RCS will find the glove in P2.
I'm sure he'd love to see that.
Like secret vanilla seed here, where almost everything is.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah. Wait, did you see what the dripper enemy was?
I did not.
It's nice.
It's the water of life.
Those are fun when they randomize those. I've gotten 500 point Magos out of those drippers before.
So have I. It's a lovely thing. Trails finds the item room in 1.
It is. It was a 0 gem seed too, so it was like redemption.
And that is so lovely.
Magic key.
Magic key in 1. Yes.
That's a nice thing to find. That's what I was saying before. I like the magic key.
Don't we all?
Somebody must not, because I've seen trackers that don't even have it on there.
Because it's not a required item, probably.
Alright.
Is it nice to have? Certainly. But is it required to beat the game? No.
And you put the flute on there and nothing. I don't know, man. Anyways. Schmitty Games. In P1. He's gonna get his magic key too. Blue Iron Nickel. Trails, a little bit of stop start, maybe that's mine.
So finding the medicine is nice, but I don't think we haven't seen Mido yet. So
yeah, where do you suppose it is? Probably through a pass-through boot block.
Either that or maybe boots lock.
Yeah, and we haven't seen boots yet. Yeah. Helmet head goes down. We're in RCS. Done with P2. And Where's Nightcrawler? He's in Medicine Cave. You see what was in there?
I did not. I was too busy watching the others.
Yeah, I think the chat will tell us what was in there because he's the first one to go in to either of those hammer blocks. I mean, I wonder what's in there. Well, I guess it was the boots because he's on the water now.
Yep, that had to have been the boots.
Yeah.
And yep, there's Mito. We find the boots and we find Mito.
Which there could be a pass-through route.
Possibly.
Well, but not as nice as that, just walking around the rocks. And, yeah, nice.
And Barbara slithers with the heart container. Probably not going to go out of their way to find that one.
Nah. He doesn't, so the medicine, only RCS has the medicine, but at least downstab is happening.
Okay, and Rose City Saints diving into 5.
Because why not? I mean, he's already placed, 2 gems? Or just 1?
Just 1 so far.
He's got 445, it's good enough for bounce 5. Alright. I know everybody else hates Guma, but...
Yeah, Guma is definitely not an easy boss to
I don't hate Guma. Guma is very systematic in my experience. But the boss that I kind of shamefully have trouble with is Helmet Head. I died at Helmet Head all the time.
I was gonna say we didn't see what the clue was for the Water of Life, but we already know where it is.
Yeah, it's in P2. Where is Trail?
That's an interesting series of caves there. and it's the other item cave. Okay.
Let's see what he finds in there. I don't think anyone's seen that cave yet.
I don't think so either.
Blue is Alphas farming. Oh, that's disappointing. XP, only 150. Alright, what's going to be in there?
And there's the cross for Nightcrawler.
Trails is going to get the...
P-bag. He's only a 50 too, I think.
Ooh, yeah, I've had some pretty trolly seeds where that's like all there is 50s and 100s. Like 2 Revenax item and it's a 50 bag. Games like Alright, there's Schmitty is still in P1. It's kind of long P1, huh?
Yeah, that's what you get when we have randomized palace layouts. Sometimes you just have one long linear path that leads to the end.
You play SU of the Week yet?
I have not.
Okay, I don't want to spoil it then, but you'll see why when you talk about long linear layouts, when you play the SU of the Week.
Nightcrawler finds the Hammer Cave.
Oh, yes he does.
Having the boots probably helped that a lot because there's usually water like around the eastern edge of things.
Oh yeah. So look at that combination of baddies.
Yeah, but having the downstab definitely makes it a lot easier.
You bet it does, and having not early game levels. But you got 5 components of Hammer Cave, and he's in the 4th one. And let's see who's gonna get. What do you think it's gonna be? What's your call? I'm gonna call it P-bag.
I'm gonna be a bit nicer and say Magic Container.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 200 point bag.
And it's a heart container.
You're closer than me, alright.
So we know where all the heart containers are now, since the last one's in P6.
Look at Schmitty ferrying through that encounter and not fairy feeding it. See? The Valley of Death encounter, he actually went through it with the fairy.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
The D-bags.
And Trails is our second runner to find Maze Island.
Alright. He's gonna get the boy. Ooh, Schmitty Games is on zombie mode there. No hit points.
So at this point, I think the only items we haven't seen so far are the glove and the flute.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sounds accurate.
So let's see how long it takes.
There's no three-eyed rock, right? We haven't seen a three-eyed rock. We've seen every palace.
If we've seen all the palaces, so there is no three-eyed rock.
All right. So the flute would be a troll at this point.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Where would you bet on the glove? Let's take bets on it. I'm gonna say it's in P6.
It's right there in P5. Rose City Saint just found.
Well, all right. I lose that bet.
Well, I lost it too. I was gonna say New Kasuto.
I was just gonna pick the worst possible place to put it, like deep in P6.
Well, we know the item in P6, but.
Oh yes. Wait. P6 was. Repeat that.
P6 was a heart container.
All right. I had to write this stuff down to remember it. So.
I probably should too.
So funny, I don't want to talk about myself too much on screen, but I have a bottom percentile memory. So if you tell me a 3-digit number, I can't really tell it back to you. So I have to write. I even map out P. I even map out P1. It's kind of embarrassing. But.
Yeah. My memory's not exactly top percentile either, so I understand that.
Yeah. All right, it's Guma. He's my boy. Let's see how that goes. RCS. Piece of cake. Oh, look at that. Right through the hitbox.
Right. We have the water tile over here for Nightcrawler.
Alright. What's going to be on there? The flute? Yep.
There's the flute.
Yeah. That is not what he wanted to see.
No. Especially when we hadn't seen the River Devil blocking anything worthwhile.
Yeah, seriously. Just think how differently this game would be in terms of whose lead it would be if you just switched that flute and that glove. You would have Nightcrawler definitely in the lead, but...
Oh, well, actually, no, that...
Go ahead.
Flute is serving a purpose here, because I don't think Nightcrawler's been to this region of the world.
Well, we've seen that palace, though.
Yeah, but Nightcrawler hasn't, I don't think. Because he's definitely hadn't been to Darunia.
Yeah, that's true. Does anyone have the spell out of there yet?
No. Nobody has had the child and been there yet.
Yeah, he's got the boy. So let's see if maybe they'll give him thunder so that RCS isn't totally running away with this one. What do you think? Let's take bets again. What spell's gonna be there?
How about life?
Yeah. They will have thunder, but yeah, I think you're right. See, the only spells we're missing are life, thunder, and
shield.
Shield? Shield, no, it's shield, yeah. I say it'll be shield. It'll be not thunder. But...
Crimson Trails takes out Karok. I don't think he's found the hammer yet.
The hammer blocks, the boots were behind the hammer block. Eventually I'll have to get it. Unless there's a pass-through. Neato.
Well, but he's diving back in.
Yeah. Did he get the hint? Or is he just randomly diving in there? Or did he get the hint,
No, the hint was found early. I think everyone's seen it. And it turns out the spell in Darunia was indeed life.
Look at you. And life is standardized with the 3 boxes of recovery, right? Like that's not
for these flags, yes.
Yeah, and when it's not, that was weird. The raft spot is valid.
Yeah, that's a glitch that I've been seeing a decent amount lately. It's pretty much harmless.
Okay, I think it's the same coordinate. And when you have the same coordinates as the actual raft spot or something.
I've never really understood why it happens. It's just a goofy little innocuous thing.
Yeah, someone explained it in the Discord. I think it's when you have the same coordinates from the top left corner. So if it's the same number of squares right and down as the actual raft spots, then it's that's when you'll have that. So the raft spot is probably exactly that many squares. But that's gonna be annoying because I don't know how you're gonna get past that and stay on the island.
Well, at least it's not it's not really in the way.
Yeah, it's cute but aggravating.
Yeah, it's just it's
Where's that?
just,
All right, Trail's got a heart container. Where was that?
that was the hammer block cave, first one.
That was heart container. And the RCS is in that P-bag cave where Trails was in there before. What did he find? I think it was P-bag, right? Where RCS is right now.
I think so.
Might have been heart container, but I think it was P-bag. No, that was a pass-through. Never mind. Let's see. Okay. One we got. Naboru. I call not been there yet either.
No, apparently not. Getting that fire spell. I don't think. I want to say fire spell is linked with something, but I don't think we've seen what it links to.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's tested it because when they first got it, they couldn't afford it.
I think I've seen it cast. I just don't remember if I wasn't paying attention to see if it was linked with something else.
Well, let's see. He's gonna cast it. Yeah, maybe. No. He has Nightcrawler has it selected in his magic menu, so maybe he'll cast it. We can see. It's Thunder that'd be a game changer. Ah, there's New Kasuda. It's under the forest tile. So, let's see. That's.
Well, for starters, let's
First
see if
person
we can see if 5 magic containers is enough. Nope, we need 6.
6. Although maybe the 6th one will be in that spell building.
Possibly. Wait, they do have spell.
Trails in Medicine Cave. There's the boots.
Meanwhile, our Rose City Saints is in Palace 3 and finds finding a magic container.
Yeah, that's an auspicious magic container. Finding it when he's completely out of magic points. Now he's full on magic points. It's a nice time to find it.
And it's a
bee bag.
bag.
It's a bee bag. That's the bee bag that your sword beam will collect for you. Fun fact. I think it's the only one in the game that you can do that. But you can shoot it with a sword beam. You can get it. Where Schmitty takes on Karak. 1 life box, but it survives. That's their first and second shot.
And just goes back for the hammer.
Good call. Shield in New Kasudo, so Thunder's either behind the medicine. Yeah, Thunder's behind the medicine. So only RCS has it, right?
The medicine, yes.
Although we still know
that was it.
Medicine was in P2.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and that's the only spell. Yeah, because old Kasudo was.
Old Kasudo was
not Thunder, so.
No, it was not Thunder.
So Mio's Thunder.
It was Jump. Jump was it.
Yeah. You're right. There it is. So, yeah. RCS has the glove, he has the medicine, he's going to get Thunder. That's definitely got an advantage in the moment. We'll see what happens. If anyone casts fire. so many cast fire. Yeah, it's probably gonna cost you like 9 magic points at these levels. Down goes Revenac for Resi Saint. Third gem for him. There's a Hammer Cave. Yeah, Hammer Cave is right there when you have the boots, right on the coast.
Yep.
Okay, I beseech you guys, cast fire somebody.
Ooh, and Rose Saint's heading towards 1.
Oh yeah, he isn't.
Oh, and Nightcrawler getting that 6 magic container and in a P-bag cave. Now you're gonna see what the item is here. And go west to find the boots. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Well, go west to find the raft is my favorite clue.
And it's another magic container.
That's a good thing to find.
Yeah, 7 and 7 is not bad to have.
Not the gloves, but no. Yeah, especially if you have Thunderbird required, it's pretty good to have magic. But who else is going to dig P2 first and get that medicine? Is the question. Because RCS is sitting on Thunder. I don't know if he knows that yet. Well,
I don't think Arceus has found Mito yet, but doesn't have the boots.
Oh, wow, yeah, because he hasn't been. Wow, yeah, he's definitely routing everything differently than all the other ones.
Definitely. Not having that hammer is definitely setting him back, but I'm sure he'll find Maze Island eventually.
But he's got the, he's got the glove and he's got the medicine. It's pretty. He's definitely sitting in a catbird seat right now. Nightcrawler's got a P1. Where's P2 again? It's still on the western continent, right? 2 and 5.
Actually, no. P2 and 5, 2, 5, and Great Palace was on the west, right?
Mm-hmm. So these guys aren't even.
But that magical key is definitely a nice find.
Yeah, it is. A little bit late in the game for it, but still, it's nice to not have to waste magic with a fairy spell.
And looks like Schmitty's diving 5 first.
5 wasn't very long, right?
I don't think
I don't think Rose City spent very long in there. So.
But this is where the gloves are. So that is definitely a nice find.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, RCS didn't spend a ton of time in here, so not a terrible Palace 5.
Yeah, Palace 5 can definitely run you ragged if it wants to.
Yeah, I don't hate Palace 5. I'm not a big fan of 6 because I just get lost in it. There's
a lot of drops and can send you every which way.
Yeah, I mean P5 is it's big, but it's also old-fashioned routing. None of these weirdo drops that don't make any geometric sense.
And it's like, hello, Horsehead. Goodbye, Horsehead.
Yeah. All right. Item room. Schmitty's about to find that glove. No, it's not the item room.
No, unfortunately.
Thought I saw that Iron Knuckle statue that nobody ever gets the red jar out of, even though it's there. In 2 and 5, you can get a red jar out of that statue in the corner of the item room. In 1, you cannot. So, especially if you have to ferry through the door, it's a good thing to know.
Oh boy. And man, Schmitty was at next to no health.
I haven't seen him at low boxes of health a lot in this game. They're making it happen. Alright. Trails is walking around on the water. Where's he going? Only the shadow knows.
Going to turn in the child in Darunian.
Schmitty is going left and more left and even more left. And he'll eventually be rewarded for it with a glove. Eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
More left.
Ooh, and Rose City Saints diving into 6.
Yeah, not too much left to go. It's 4 and 6. I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, 4 holds the big item, the hammer, but
yeah, Rose City Saint hasn't been to Maze Island yet. Huh?
No, and the fact that he's pretty much gotten everything without getting the hammer first, because the hammer led directly to the boots.
Yeah, see, Schmitty passed up that red jar again last time. Could have refilled both of us. I didn't like. Interesting. The one's over the door, the item room. He has jump, right? Like he could have gotten it.
I want to say everyone has jump.
I want to say, yeah, I think that's it. Okay. That room is fun. I don't like doing the one that RCS is in right now. I don't like doing that room without jump.
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies that can take you out real quick.
Although, what I like to do that I don't see that many people doing, surprisingly, is I like to spawn those raw heads from the other side. Like to just backtrack a couple of steps. Because then they just follow you. And they pose no danger. Same thing in GP. You can, when the orange raw heads, you can just backtrack a couple of steps and then have them going up and down behind you. It's pretty neat. Goomba fight. Schmitty. Come on. Got this.
Yeah, you gotta get close to hit him, but you don't want to get too close because of that, because of the flail there.
I'm just now realizing how much I lean on jump in this game. Like I use jump in that room that we were just talking about in 6. I use it in GP in the waffle rooms. I like jump on Goomba.
Well, at higher levels, jump is pretty cheap, so.
Very cheap, especially in this, yeah. Although I would actually leave GP and go get it. That's how much I kind of lean on it, which is probably not great. But
well, we all have our preferred safety.
yeah, I like upstab a lot too, which Big Shape himself doesn't like it at all. But Schmitty.
Safety using jump to get past the Canadian hole, I want to say.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise it's like pretty close to pixel perfect. Not quite, but
which I always try and always fail.
Yeah. So instead of counting bricks, I find it's easier to count steps, which I owe one of the girls in that Discord for that idea, which is more, I don't know, because then when you have the different palace textures, you're not stranded without bricks to count. It's like 3.5 steps before you make the jump from the statue. Alright, we got trails.
Yeah, getting all the stuff out of New Kasuto.
Yeah.
And Rose City Saint getting into the item room in 6. We know it's going to be a heart container, though. I don't know if Rose City Saint saw that hint, though. If
where was the hint? Remember?
I don't remember offhand.
I do tend to forget when hints are turned on. I just don't remember at all to get that.
I usually don't think about where I got the hint, just the fact that it just remembering what the content of the message was, I guess.
There was one seed I played. I didn't race it, which is really kind of too bad given what happened here. But I actually went into Old Kasuda and got the hint from the end of the second screen, and it told me where the glove was. Where that's the, you know what I'm talking about? It's that wall. It's the one that says, like, magic key says blah, 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 blah in the middle of the game. It's, you have to swim with a lot of moas to get there. But I was like, why not?
I didn't know there was anything else of worth in Old Kasuda besides.
There is, yeah. It's the town is 3 screens, and at the end of the second screen, the wall in the middle of that abandoned house has a hint. So, and like I was just playing the sea by myself, and why not? Let's go in there. It was like, gloves here. Pretty sweet.
So Trails and Nightcrawler are both in 3. Both got the magic container out of there.
Yes, in 6.
Yes, having already got the heart container out of there. Mm-hmm. And Schmitty Games is, I believe, in 2.
Yeah.
Don't recall if they had found the.
I think he might still be in 5. No, yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
I'm trying to remember, what was the item in 2 again?
Oh, it was the medicine. It was medicine. They're going to trade for Thunder.
And I hadn't noticed if Schmitty had gotten that yet.
I think he's still looking for it, which is why he's going left. He wouldn't left. He wouldn't be gone that way if he had found it. But that was the first palace that RCS even went into.
Oh, yep, there's the item for 2.
Hey, there's another statue. I'll give him the red jar. He's empty. Get the red jar, Schmitty. Get it. Jump over the door. You gonna get the red jar? Nope.
It feels weird seeing someone fighting a Rebanak without downstab.
Huh? I guess.
Yeah, Rosie still hasn't found Mito, so
I cannot get that trick to work where you jump on the horse on the left. I can downstab the guy once he's off the horse, but I just end up taking damage if I try to do it to the horse. There's Barba. Yeah. I guess I don't really use downstab much. Maybe I'm the only one.
Well, hey, do it works for you.
Yeah, we know that my experience with bosses is unique. Yeah. Guna being not that bad and Helmet Head being terrible. Barba goes down.
Yeah, in my experience, I usually have downstab by the time I get there, so jump plus downstab equals pretty simple boss, really.
Sure. Well, there's 3 and there's 6. There's 2 palaces. So, yeah, I saw. Speaking of Barba, I saw Schmitty yesterday playing his quest for 80 minutes in the all keys 1cc, and he actually took a game over to Barba. So he's
wow. Ouch.
Yeah, and that's pretty far into the game too. So he's gonna have a bonus with Barba.
Especially since one of the conveniences of the randomizer is that when you game over in a palace, you start at the beginning of that palace.
Yeah, no, he just quit.
But in vanilla, that only works in the Great Palace. So when you game over anywhere else, it's back to the start with you.
Yeah, well, it's quite. He's shooting for a PB at the time too, so that was it for that. But he did the jackhammer, and he jackhammered all but like 1 hit point off of Barba.
Ouch.
And he didn't even go into the lava. He actually because Barba hits harder than Guma does. I think people don't know that. And people are just afraid of being knocked into the lava. And he took enough damage. Game over. It was. See if he can, round 2, his revenge, Barba. Because that was, I just tuned in for a few minutes, and that was kind of heartbreaker. What's RCS doing? You guys Thunder yet?
Probably I don't know.
Oh, he hasn't hammered yet. He hasn't
Because-
before.
He hasn't even touched Maze Island yet.
He doesn't know, yeah. Interesting. See, process of elimination. It's the only place left. Go. Which means he must... What is he doing?
And meanwhile, both Nightcrawler and Trails are head. Oh, actually, no. Trails is Nightcrawler's in 5. Trails will be heading into 2.
Yes. What do you think? I think he's trying to find Mito, RCS.
Possibly.
Interesting decision.
See if we can find some pass-through cave combination that gets him there.
Yeah, but with no hammer yet and all those blocks, you'd think that he would just. Because I think he's found every overworld item except for the P4 one. So
Yeah, because of the hint, we know that the hammer's in 4.
Even if he didn't get the hint though, because he's got. I think
I'm
he's
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen that hint. Because that was early.
Oh, well, but what's he doing? What is he doing now?
I don't know.
I don't think he must have not have seen it. Because otherwise he'd be
Either that or has forgotten it.
And the plot thickens. Interesting. Yeah, no P4 yet.
Also hasn't dug out all of Death Mountain either.
We know that he will go there last. That is what he will always do, whether it is for better or for worse. That was last week's weekly. Mr. Toaster ended up, I think, winning because Death Mountain was acquired, and he went there nice and early. Forget what was there, but something was there, and RCS will always go to Death Mountain last. But apparently not this time.
Well, he hasn't found Maze Island, so he's probably.
Oh, maybe he thinks that Maze Island is boot block.
Maybe.
Maybe he thinks the boo. Maybe he thinks the boots are here. That is. I guess the Death Mountain items are probably just P-bags.
Seen them? I don't remember what they were, but.
See,
they weren't that important. So
Hammer Cave had Heart Container.
Possibly.
Because he was like right there with the boots, and I don't know, man. But let's see what we got with P5, Nightcrawler, Trails, everybody's favorite room. That's P2 actually. That's the.
Actually, Nightcrawler's. I believe Nightcrawler's in 5. Trails is in 2. They just have similar.
They just look the same, yeah.
Yeah, the bricks are different, but the coloration looks the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one's rectangular, one's kind of rounded. Schmitty gets the shield. Oh, RCS.
And does have thunder out of Mito.
Who? Someone got thunder?
Yep, Schmitty Games got thunder.
Wait, because he's in New Casino right now. He just picked up shield. He could go there earlier. I didn't even see him go there. Oh, he's gonna get the P-bag.
At this point, not the most worthwhile thing.
I wonder how long Rose City Saint's gonna spend in Sunshine Mountain.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate amount of time that Rose City Saints.
Yeah.
Just
I can only think that it's last week's weekly kind of imprinted on his mind when Death Mountain was the deciding factor.
Yeah, just one of those things that it happens once and it stays with you.
At least it does. It's fresh. Nightcrawler versus Guma. That's like one hit in like 4.
Probably, yeah.
He got it. He's got that. This is gonna get interesting.
Mm-hmm.
RCS
Rose
is
City
not.
Saint.
He doesn't look like he's leaving there anytime soon.
Yeah, Rose City Saint has has completed the most palaces, but that last one that he needs to find has the important stuff.
Yeah. I bet he might dig in there until he finds the long way to Hammer Cave. That would hurt.
Yes, it would.
Although it wouldn't hurt until he finds boots later. Anyways. Yeah. Does anybody have 6 gems yet?
Nope.
Maybe
Rose City Saint has
5. Yeah. Everything would be 4.
Someone else had.
This could get real close. What do you say? How long do you think Rose is gonna spend in there? Think he's gonna find Hammer Cave?
Nope, he's out.
Okay, yeah, because Hammer Cave was just one. There was only one. It was like clearing by itself. That would be very difficult to find. Be in there all day.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's back in there.
Yeah, he's digging some more.
Wow.
Oh boy, that's he's committed.
This is gonna get fun. Oh yeah, because we have gem number 5 for Schmitty.
Yep, just has Palace 6 left.
Just has the grudge match with Barba. He's probably still pissed at Barba. I don't know if he knows that any of us saw that, but it was definitely a heart wrencher. But shows that those lava things, man. I actually had a 1-up kill me once in one of those because I thundered everybody, and one of them dropped a 1-up, and you know how
it cut off your momentum. Yeah,
it did. The 1-up knocked me into the freaking lava. And it's like, well, it's a 1 down. So at least I got it though. So it was an even Steven in the long run. Yeah, it was in that really trolly seed too, where max 1 heart container and 50 bags for the palaces, and everything was so trolly. It was just like a nice summary of it all. RCS, what are you doing, buddy? Back in the sunshine. Sunshine Mountain.
Schmitty is heading towards Palace 6.
Yes, he is. He's got a date with Barba.
Trails and Nightcrawler swap places in 2 and 5.
5, that's okay. 2 is the one, Nightcrawler's in 2. I don't know, this is gonna get really interesting. I don't know how long. It's gonna all depend on how long RCS is dawdling in Sunshine Mountain. That's the randomizer for you.
Yeah, and Trails his opinion of it, because that was quite literally the last item.
Okay, he took it, right?
He was the heart container out of 6 away from 100%ing the seed.
Okay. I've seen him actually turn his back on medicine before, which would be a bad decision in this seed.
Yeah, I think by process of elimination, I think the only one that doesn't know that Thunders and Meadow is Rose City Saint, because he doesn't have the child either.
He's had that medicine too forever. Do we know what fire is yet? Has anybody casted that freaking thing?
I have not noticed.
Because if it's thunder and people are sitting on it, then maybe that was fire. Wait. No, it wasn't. There's no fire coming out of his sword. Somebody cast fire! Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him cast it. I also haven't seen any fireball. Oh yeah, okay, shield is fire. Because
Ah.
Nightcrawler just casted shield and now he's shooting fireballs. So
Okay, so it's really not very helpful.
no Thunderfire. That one Receiver Troll Seed did give me 8-point Thunderfire at Magic 4. So that was kind of the, I mean, there's a 1 Heart Container Seed the whole time, but at least I got 16 Thunders.
Yeah, that definitely helps. It definitely helps.
Yeah, definitely worth it. All right, P6 Schmitty. They got Barbara. I think Schmitty will be the first one in GP.
At this point, yes.
GP is right. Those Doom Knockers are fun.
And, Trails and Nightcrawler are making a beeline for 6 now.
Yeah. Those blue Doom Knocker dudes, you gotta love when you head right to left into one of those T-shaped rooms and they throw a mace and you're gonna get hit. There's nothing you can do about it. Unless you cast Reflect. Schmitty. Get on a Canadian hole. Alright. Rose, City Saint. Is he still in Sunshine Mountain?
Yep.
Yes, he is. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's probably. It looks like it's a point of pride at this point because I think he's been in that cave before with those Dyras in the holes, in their little slots.
Yeah, he's definitely got them now.
Yeah. Come on, man. Maze Island is not anything blocked. Only blocked by your mind and your heart.
Sometimes that's all that matters.
That is all that matters most of the time in this life. Schmitty. Rebanak item room. He's gonna get that on his Heart Container?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Come on, Rose, get out of Sunshine Mountain.
Yeah, I'm bad at remembering what's where on the map, but I guess Rose City Saint just never went that one way to take that leads to Maze Island. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, right? I would just be guessing if I had to guess pass-throughs. I don't know the Eastern pass-throughs. They kind of all look the same to me, except for the one with no ceiling.
Yeah, I agree.
But I just kind of guess one, and that's the point where my map drawing reaches its point of sufficiency for the most part. Because if I'm taking those, it's near the end of the game.
And I seem to have this mindset of just avoiding pass-through caves unless I absolutely need to take them.
Yeah, or I mean, I have forgotten that there are pass-through Sarias before, which, yeah, I'd have to think of Saria as being inside a cave, because I quit a seed once because I forgot that was the thing. Yeah. See, where Nightcrawler's at right now, you can spawn those heads from the other side. They just follow you.
Yeah, but in a room like that, that's still
Right there, like that. It is pretty solid. I mean, the GP with those big root trails rooms, that's pretty solid strat. I think Barbara's right behind this room now. Schmitty. Want to say?
Yeah, I think one is guarding the item, and I think the other one is does guard Barbara.
I love that sprite. I love that forward-facing swag sprite of his. Ah, there he is. Grudge match. Jackhammer time. There it is. Yeah, that's what happened last time too. Damage. But I don't think you realized.
Hey, ew, yeah.
Oh, man, round 3. Schmitty. You gotta play it conservative here, man. Oh, if he can horse the Barbara again, I'm gonna cry. Don't make me cry, Schmitty. Don't make me cry.
I mean, at least you'll get sent all the way back to start and get Barber.
Yeah. That was the last life too. Again. Schmitty.
Yeah, pretty much just get his level up A and just head straight for GP.
First one in there. Looks like RCS finally left Sunshine Mountain. I think he's in there for a good 20 minutes. That's interview. See, we'll talk about that.
Oh, that was an interesting bit of swag from Nightcrawler, downstabbing the bubble over the level before casting Fairy. That was
extremely well done. Yeah, that was pretty.
And Nightcrawler seizes the item room and backs away.
Yeah, I guess he's got 7 heart containers already. He's got all the magic containers. Yeah. Alright. Does Schmitty remember where GP is? That's the question.
And yep, Road City Saints heading back to the east.
Alright. So it gets interesting. I don't even think he found Hammer Cave after all that song.
I don't believe so, no.
He found the same caves 3 or 4 or 5 times. He's gonna be pissed. It'll be an interesting interview.
Yeah, that's definitely.
He'll be beating himself up for sure. But let's see. Where is he going? Which way was the route to Maze Island? I don't think you had to take any cave.
I don't know. I don't.
Took the walk around, yeah. Alright. Not up there.
Doesn't have the flute either, because that was ultimately hammerlocked.
Wow. So much wow. Schmitty, I don't think Schmitty remembers where DP is. This is why we draw maps.
I suck at drawing.
Limited memory is an asset in some ways, in terms of due diligence. Due diligence. Go ahead.
And Nightcrawlers and Trails are pretty much neck and neck, head right into the Parba fight at about the same time.
Yeah. Are we gonna see jackhammering?
Yeah, there's a little bit of jackhammering from Nightcrawler though.
Yeah, I think Nightcrawler was the one who explained how it works to me, so I expect him to do it.
Although it looks like Barba doesn't have much for health to begin with.
Almost game over to Schmitty again, though. Interesting. Alright. Where GP's in the west, right?
Yes, it is.
Pretty close to start, if I remember right.
Ooh, from what I'm seeing, I think Road City Saints found Maze Island finally.
Yeah, he's there. He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the hammer.
Still gonna hunt down missing items. Because
here's the land raft.
Yep, land raft again.
Oh man, that's gonna waste even more time. How do you even? I know, it's interesting. I guess you have to plan around that glitch, otherwise you.
Yeah, that's.
Schmitty's lost.
Oh boy, that's unfortunate.
He didn't know. Is he still in the east? No, he's in the west. But he doesn't know where GP is. The land raft. That's the 4th land raft. Oh man.
Hey, at least everybody experienced that at least once, I think.
I think you had to, yeah, because you have to go through that spot.
Well, no, you're just searching around the whole island, and eventually you come across that one. And it Trails and Nightcrawler finally getting their thunder spells.
Yeah, Schmitty doesn't know he's gone.
Where was that GP?
Right? I mean, that feat of memory is just, I definitely am in awe of people who are going to remember all that stuff without having to write any of it down or draw it. I don't know, beyond my capabilities for sure. Rose City Saint getting the item.
That was the pea bag.
The boy's in the other one. He's like, nope.
And Trails finds GP first.
Yeah.
Or refines it, whatever.
Right.
And with Nightcrawler right behind.
Yeah. Well, how long is Schmidt? Let's see what GP has in store for us.
Yeah. Less than a minute.
Trails goes left. Yeah. Trails goes left. Back to the old ways. Trails had that reputation for going left all the time. I'm gonna go left because I suck and everyone else.
Ends up being the right. It ends up being right because Nightcrawler finds a dead end right.
Yeah, the only chance I have to win anything is if everyone else goes right. And I go left and I get lucky. So I'm gonna go left. So yeah, that jump strat that I was talking about, I mean, pretty well served here.
Yeah, but when you have the spicy chicken there, it kind of gets in the way.
Yeah, you want to knock him out. It's true. Although you would clear that in that room because it puts you up 5 blocks. It puts you.
And Schmitty finally finds GP, and the thing is, this is Rose City Saint's last dungeon.
Yes.
Doesn't need the hammer. Doesn't really need anything. You can just go head to GP right now. And that'll
the boots. The boots were where? The boots were hammer, right?
The boots are hammerlock, but you don't need the boots to get GP though. But
I think you need it. But no, you need the boots to get to Meadow to get Thunder.
Right. So I forgot about that.
He does. He needs to route all that. He needs to get the hammer and then go get the boots and then go get Thunder and then go to GP. Yeah, all that time in Sunshine Mountain.
Yeah, that definitely hurt.
Last week's seed man left impression on. There's Jack Mushroom for Nightcrawler.
Ooh, there's the yellow drop.
Wow, we can get past that. Faka with no issue.
Question in chat: the leveling numbers. The experience required to level up have been randomized. So you'll see a lot of weird goals like the 4,440 and the 4,160 on Rose City Saint's side. And who is about to find that hammer? So I'm surprised RCS isn't obeying right now.
I'm surprised by a lot of what.
Unless he might be heading for Darunia to turn in the child.
Yeah.
Thinking that's
and to not get Thunder.
And Nightcrawler finds Thunderbird though.
Oh, yeah, he does. The experience levels are multiples of 10, and they're within 25% of the original vanilla values, is the way that it works. So,
above or below, I presume?
Yeah, I want to say yes.
And nicely done by Nightcrawler.
Very nice.
So that puts Nightcrawler firmly in the lead right now, since Thunderbird is guaranteed required under this flag set.
Although Victor is still the only person so far.
And
look at him! Ooh, get the GG there.
Oh wow, GG Nightcrawler.
That's a super cheese great balance. Wow. Yeah, I know. I've never seen anyone take more than like 2 hits off of.
I even using this particular strat, I've seen Darklink do dumb things.
Yeah, I like to try to fight the Darklink the legit way, but if I was actually had a chance of winning, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, with that, Nightcrawler finishes first place among our featured runners and first place overall out of the 7 people in this race. Finishes first place with a time of official SRL time of 1:29:36. GG.
Nice. That was a comeback.
That was definitely a nice race. It was pretty much neck and neck between Nightcrawler and Trails, and Schmitty having issues remembering where GP was that allowed those two to come back.
And Rose City Tank was way ahead until he decided to camp out in Sunshine Mountain for an hour.
Yeah, that was salt worthy, I'm sure.
We'll see though. Yeah, he's not gonna. He won't finish behind by that much. Are we gonna get an interview with Mr. Nightcrawler? We can also ask him what that sprite is all about.
Oh, and you have Nightcrawler here in the booth. GG.
Thank you. Oh man.
GG, dude. Nicely done.
Yeah.
That was a very good Thunderbird.
Yeah, that was a nice Thunderbird fight, and this was a very interesting seed for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I had kind of a... Yeah, go ahead.
Before I forget, can I ask you what your sprite is again?
It is the main character of the Guardian Legend, known in Japan as Gardic Gaiden. It's a pretty fun game. You should try it. It's a NES game.
Sweet. All right,
really
sorry
good.
to interrupt.
Oh, no. I had kind of a sloppy first 10 minutes or so, and I ended up getting like all of the optional items. So that, those things were kind of scary. But I think that the big thing is when I realized, oh wait, I don't think I can get to Mito. I think it's boot blocked. I can't quite see it. Yeah,
which optional items are you?
Oh, the cross, the candle. I mean, the candle is
yeah. Okay, those ones. Because you have to get most of them.
I believe you were the first one to find Maze Island and get the hammer.
Yeah, because I knew. How did I know this? I knew that hammer was going to be required. I think somehow. Yeah, because. Well, I couldn't have known because it could have still at that point it could have still been the hammer cave item.
Yeah, but because when you got the hammer, there were those 2 blocked caves, and there was rock, and there was also you turned out New Pursuito as well. So
exactly. So I was like, hey, you know what? This getting the hammer is going to open up, and I think there's a hint telling me where hammer is. Getting hammer is going to open up these 3 items for me. What's that?
There's Cardiac Schmitty down to the last hit point again.
I was able to get past Thunderbird though, and immediately finds Darkling.
I was watching.
That must have felt nice to get. That must have felt nice to beating Thunderbird and then getting Darkling right away.
Yeah, it sure did.
So I was watching Schmitty's AK run yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He came over to Barba, jackhammered all but 1 hit point, and then didn't fall into the pit, took the damage, and he almost came over to get into Barba here. But he, down the last hit point and everything. There he is now to hit the last hit point again.
Schmitty's not that far behind me. I took that drop just because it felt good. That's the only reason I took that drop. There were like 3 other options I could have gone to, and I was like, the smart option is to walk back, but I like this drop, so I'm going to take it. If I didn't do that, Schmitty would have won.
Yep, actually, Schmitty, the big thing that Schmitty was the first one to get to 6 gems, but he forgot where GP was, and that allowed you and Trails to catch up. You and Trails entered
wandering around the western
within maybe 15 seconds of each other.
Yeah, I forgot where GP was, but that only lasted like 5 seconds. So
Schmitty forgot for a while.
Yeah, it took a while for Schmitty to refine GP. And meanwhile, Rose City Saint, who kind of got snake bit on this one, is still on the hunt for Mido to get the Thunder Spell.
Did you play the weekly last week, Nightcrawler?
Yeah, I was the dolphin.
Okay, so you remember Death Mountain being crucial last week.
Yeah.
So that seems to have imprinted on Mr. Rose City Saint because he just spent half an hour in there
Well, it was crucial, but
before going to Maze Island at all.
Oh, so he didn't have the boots, and the boots were totally required for the item there.
Yeah.
Oof.
What was the item in Death Mountain again? In Hammer Cave? I forget now. I don't think it was anything that important because Boots was at the one near start.
Oh, you're right. You guys, there was nothing actually that important in Death Mountain. It was, I think, a pea bag and a magic container, or a heart container and magic container.
Come on, Trails.
Which were nice.
Trails
life. Trails gets to
Slash life.
Gets to Thunderbird and we have Schmitty here in the booth. GG.
Thank you.
Yeah. You and Barba, man, that's a rivalry for the ages.
Oh man.
I tuned into your AK yesterday just in time to see Barba kind of smoke you at the so I thought redemption, and he almost got you again.
Oh, is RCS just getting the boots now?
He spent like half an hour in Sunshine Mountain. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Rose City Saint was the last one to find Maze Island by a wide margin.
I thought that was going to be me.
It was, in fact, Palace 4. I mean, ended up being the last one that Rose City Saint found, much less cleared.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just knew that Hammer was going to be. I thought that Hammer was going to be required because I was running out of places to check for items and new towns, and so.
Exactly what.
It was interesting watching because while you were Schmitty, you were the first one to get all 6 crystals, but the fact that you had a bit of a time remembering where GP was allowed Trails and Nightcrawler to come back to catch up with you.
I figured. And the 10 minutes I spent in Death Mountain for no reason kind of hurt too.
Well, everyone kind of dove Death Mountain a little bit, at least. And meanwhile, while Schmitty finishes second in this race with a time of 1:33.31, we have Amazing Toaster off stream finishing third with 1:35.29, and Trails coming in fourth with a time of 1:36.38. GG.
I gotta tell you, Schmitty, even with that, the only reason I beat you is because I guessed the right drop the first time through that area. Yeah, if I didn't guess that right drop, it would have put me someplace weird, and I would have been exploring for another 5 minutes before I came back there.
Yeah, it's a randomizer for you.
Rose City Saint finally getting that Thunder Spell, and we'll be making a beeline for GP. No, don't need the flute, don't need the cross.
Oh wow, he got all that done without downstab or anything, huh?
beat all the Rebenex, did all that stuff without downstab. That was impressive.
He's gonna be really salty.
I would say so, yes. And GP is right there, so.
And you're saying he was exploring Death Mountain, so he never even got Hammer Cave.
No.
He did not. He did not get it.
After all that exploration, you needed boots. Which he just...
Oh, okay. Was it... Yeah, I guess it was alone. It was alone, right? So
yeah.
It was by itself. It's true. Wow, that's rough.
And
it's just
and we have Trails in the booth. GG.
GG, man.
What's up, dudes? Thanks, man. And GG.
Oh, thanks. You're kind of cutting out a little bit, but yeah, I'm super happy to pick up like my first place in all my games racing.
Not only that, you smoked me and you smoked Rose City Saint, dude. You're gonna get like 1,000.
Yeah, although it was a pretty close match because in the last end of it, Trails, you and Nightcrawler were pretty much step for step. One was in 2, and the other was in 5, then you switched places, and you guys entered GP like maybe 15-30 seconds apart.
Yeah, I did 5. I did 5 first because I figured I might get blocked in 2, and I knew I needed to go to 2 different places in 2.
So I didn't know that the glove was... I didn't get the spell hint. I wasn't... I held you Kasuto having the thunder.
Mhm.
If
Yeah,
there was a glove hint,
There is no glove hint, as far as I know.
We did not see one. No.
I think I'd gotten every item location figured out, except I didn't find one of the caves on the west. Sorry, on the east. So other than that, I pretty much knew it was going to have to be there. If not, I'd be looking for caves.
Yeah, that last cave was in the east. That was a bit of a trip to get that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it in the Pastor caves? Or?
RCS
yes.
got the glove first. The RCS got the glove first by like half an hour.
Well, yeah. If you
Yeah,
didn't
but
buy
it's just unfortunately it took Road City Saint a long time to find Maze Islands,
Mm-hmm.
and
No,
then
pretty
spending
sure-
a really long time in Death Mountain, which really set it back.
Yeah, it took me a long time to find Maze Island.
Yeah, Nightcrawler was the first one to find Maze Island by a significant margin.
Yeah, boots were required, I guess, to get the thunder spell, weren't they?
Yeah.
But it looks like you needed it to get to Mido, yeah.
Sequential,
And,
yeah.
Road
You
City
had to get
Saint
the
getting
hammer.
Thunderbird.
You had to get the hammer, then hammer the boots, then you had the boots.
Oh, we're City Saints at Thunderbird. That
Yeah, I got there fast. Jeez. He's scary, isn't he?
Yeah,
it took me forever to get the Thunder.
He was in Sunshine Mountain for a long time.
We're going to be hearing some salt from him when if he decides to jump into the booth after the.
Hopefully so.
Yeah. It's just last week's impression, Death Mountain is Sunshine Mountain. It's a thing. It was last week. So that's probably all it is.
Actually, Amazing Toaster was saying downstab's required. Was it required in GP? Because it wasn't required anywhere else, right? I don't think it was required in GP.
I know, because you can stab sideways through those drop
Yeah.
Downstab wasn't required for any.
Yeah. GG.
Glove definitely was, though.
Yeah, glove wasn't. Downstab. I didn't get my downstab until whatchamacallit, like 50 minutes.
Yeah, downstab, just because of where Muto was and what you needed, downstab was probably definitely one of the last things you got. It was impressive seeing RCS getting through 3 and 6 without it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could easily do stab. It's just it slows me down to not be able to jump over enemies and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
Trails, man. I love you.
And
You're always
Rose City
calling things piece of cake and easy and stuff like that. It's cute.
Yep. And Road City Saint coming in 5th place with an official SRL time of 1:42:33. GG.
Yeah.
GG, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the seed just doesn't like you for one reason or another.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I'm still pretty high from the Duster seed this week, where that was great.
We should do long GP more often.
Yeah, I think so too. It's always short GP. Let's do some long.
Let's do it.
Oh, I'll be commentating next week, by the way.
I think I'll be taking like 3 hours, but
I really need to get into some of these weekly seeds at some point.
Duster seed.
Oh, and thanks for calming today. I know some of you guys were going back and forth on it, and yeah, it's nice to pick up like another win for the first time in a long time.
Congratulations.
So thank you very much for doing that. Let me play.
Also, thanks for taking the time to explain Jackhammer the other day, which I thought was just downstab. I learned the other day that I know nothing at all about this game, but we no.
Oh, no worries, man. Like there's all sorts of little tricks, like those little spiky guys that muse. Like you can kill them without downstab.
Yes, you can.
And it's just one of those things you learn.
The jump, I'm pretty good at that jump strat here with the waffles.
Yeah, but there's so many like tiny little strats in this game.
Yeah, you watching Yunus, he's so good at all of them.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
And looks like Road City Saint has declined to take an interview. I don't blame him.
Aw. You know, I mean, he's just a good game. I mean, it wasn't even that far behind, all told.
Yeah, he definitely had the early edge in dungeons cleared. It was just finding that last one that was really troublesome for him.
Looking around Death Mountain for the Maze Island, you're probably not going to find it.
Well, because he hadn't found the Maze Island at all. He knew that the hammer was in 4. Knew 4 was in Maze Island. Probably still looking. I thought maybe the boots was in Death Mountain or something.
Mm-hmm. The Air Force Ones. Gonna roll out some new sprites. I think Trails saw them already. The glove is in my Siege is not gonna be the glove anymore. It's gonna be a brass knuckle, and boots are gonna be a Nike Air Force One. And you'll see. Does anybody want to play? Does anybody want to play another Siege?
Well, those sprites look pretty cool, by the way. Those like the keyboard and everything. Oh,
man,
if you
great
guys
job.
haven't seen it, if you guys haven't seen it, anyone watching this, there is a clip of Victor Santa Fe beating
Yes.
with an electric keyboard.
Yo, yeah, the flute in mine is now a keyboard in honor of Victor and his MIDI keyboard.
Yeah, it was so rad. Let's pull it up.
That would require so much coordination. That sounds.
You know, I'm still shocked that there are good runners who use a thumb on DNA. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like I don't get how you.
That use a thumb on what now?
On the A and B buttons.
Oh. Yeah, that's how I've always done it.
How do you? Well, I'll ask you about it later. I mean, I don't know how you coordinate that, but yeah, because Victor and I were talking about the keyboard, and I'm like, "You use 2 fingers?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course I do."
Well, hey, everyone goes about holding the controller their own way, whatever works.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so yeah,
Fantastic.
I think that about wraps things up for us. We still have a couple of runners off camera, Ryan 7 and Turtle Shell 013, if you want to root them on.
Is he Ryan or is he R Yin? I haven't figured that out yet.
It's not like Rian or anything. It's Ryan.
Okay, because I'm only asking because one of my friends' last name is Yin, and so that's what made me think about that. But...
All right, so I guess with that, gonna wrap things up here. Any final thoughts on this seed?
I liked it.
Final thoughts?
Yeah, you guys played it well.
It was complicated, but I liked it.
Yeah. I don't know how
I got lucky with the Palace 5 dig. I just went left. I just held left the whole time. But any seed where you have to glove is usually one I'm going to lose by a long shot, because that's the last place.
You guys know, by the way, in 2 and 5 in the item rooms, the statue over the door has a red jar in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, because Schmitty, man, you went right under that boya with almost empty magic. Thought you were gonna grab it.
Oh, yeah. Doing I decided to do 3 before I got the glove. I'm glad I did that. Walking all the way back there afterwards would have sucked.
I tried to do 3 and 6, but I got glove blocked out of 6. So
yeah, I said no to 6. I was like, yeah, there's probably not a good chance. Yeah,
Schmitty, are you muted or something, dude?
I don't think so.
Okay, now. Well, thank you guys for the commentary and everything.
Thank you guys for
you guys.
Thanks for being put up on the restream for our viewing entertainment.
Schmitty, you're gonna get 79 this week.
Oh, you think so?
Count on you.
Yeah, you're gonna get that sub 8, man. And GG to both of you for first and second, man. That's come a long way, man.
heck yeah.
Sweet.
All right, so so with that,
Thanks for having me.
so alongside Sweet Love, I am Melee Wizard, and have a nice night.
You too.
GG.